This is gonna be a handful, but the most important theme is that I hate quaternions. Okay? I hated polygons, and I hate a lot of things, and every single thing I hate, I'm trying to find a solution around it. Quaternions is a mess. I can show you the code. This is what it looks like if you just try and convert from an axis and an angle combination, which is just 4 values, and you turn it into quaternion, which is also 4 values. Is it that useful to turn 4 values into other types of 4 values? I don't understand. But if you multiply quaternions, you get a different quaternion if you multiply it the other way around. So, oh my god, it's so stupid. Oh my god. I hope there is another way. Because I've been using Euler angles for like ever, and I never really thought that behind all of this mask there's something that I don't understand whatsoever. This is just slightly different version of an axis and an angle. If you can imagine, an axis is just a ball spinning around an axis. You can imagine an earth, okay, but a ball earth, not flat one. So it's spinning around an axis. Flat one actually spins even better. So you can take flat one. Okay, so it spins 160 degrees or 360 degrees and goes all the way around, and you get all the angles. So that's the angle value. And if you change the axis value, you can put that plate in all kinds of rotations as well. So you get all the rotations by using these two values. By using these two values. Now, you can encode them into quaternions, of course, or maybe there's some other way to encode those two values that makes more fucking sense. So that's what I'm gonna be trying to figure out. Now, inventing your own shit is a tough thing. I'm sort of more confident because there's not a lot of information about quaternions. Not a lot of people understand them. Through 3 blue, 1 brown is trying to put quaternions right now for everyone to consume. And the first video is 30 minutes long, and it's just trying to explain how we take something from 4 dimensions and we apply it to 3 dimensions for rotation. And he only finished the part that we take it from 4 dimensions. He couldn't actually finish the part where this is how we use quaternions for rotations. Oh man, he couldn't do that. What a sad little shit. Couldn't explain quaternions within 30 minutes. This is how useful quaternions are. Okay, but I can't use it. I can't use this bullshit. This code works. And I've simplified it, and when it's more than 5 lines, I'm scratching my head and I'm like, wait, I was able to do this with 1 line. And the difference is instead of an angle, I'm using 2 lines perpendicular to each other as well. Basically, there's like if again you imagine a plate rotating around an axis, instead of an angle, you can use a forward direction. There's another line that shows where is it the forward thing happening. And so I should be able to just deconstruct that and turn it into an angle very easily. From forward into an angle, and then have this one-liner again. That's it. And I have to use this. So I'll try a few other things as well. As I say, I actually haven't used the function that would turn a forward into an angle, because it's not a very easy thing to do. But whatever. Holy shit. It is annoying to just even understand, to comprehend all of this stuff. And then if I fix this, Man, I double hate everything that games are made out of. First it was polygons, which you cannot move around within an object very easily. You cannot really modify them. You have to remesh the object. But somehow it was possible for some objects. Well, as long as polygons sort of stay in the same place, you don't have to remesh. But once you want to detach a polygon, holy shit, that's a whole new world. Anyways, there's a lot of stupid shit going on. And I think Quaternions, that is just one more shit to deal with for me. This is what makes me feel like I'm going against the entire world order. Because there's not just Quaternions and polygons, oh no. I've introduced you guys throughout the series with a lot of shit. And I'm trying to understand all of this. I'm trying to theorize the ultimate world theory of how everything works. And I'm starting to catch something, right? 8 personalities. I started with 4 because it's just simple, 4 2 binary switches. And then I found another switch, which is a fighter and a hider, very recently. And so Scott Pilgrim is actually a cool movie because it shows all the 8 personalities again, which you have to defeat. Just like in Honey Pop, you have to defeat those personalities specifically, and then you go to the next level. And all the people are stuck here. All of them. Every one of us are stuck here in those 8 personality types. Now the Myers-Briggs, the most popular personality test, is dealing with 16 personalities, but originally had 8 personalities as well. And I'm gonna get to that later because Adam ruined it. Adam ruined that specific test, which is fine, but he ruined it in such a stupid fucking way. It said that it's inconsistent. I'll get to that. I want to talk about Scott Pilgrim because he was fighting 7 deadly X's and himself. He didn't even know that he had to fight himself eventually. I think the way that we can interpret that, and again, remember this, Santa isn't real, but there is something very real about it. The presents are definitely real, okay? When you watch a movie, the movie isn't real, but what you get from the movie, that's definitely real. The experience that you get, the observations that you make. This is why I can take this movie and I'm be like, I will make sure I get the message right, because the developers of the movie are gonna be trying to create 8 different personalities again, and I'll have to figure out whether they in fact fall properly, and I will adjust my my observations and everything. I will add more information of how personalities behave and all that. I will adjust myself a little bit, and I will see the movie indifferently. I don't know. Usually there's always those 2 points that you adjust. Yeah, you change your perspective about the movie, and you change your perspective about your ideas as well. That shows improvement, right? As if you get influenced, but you also change your perspective as well on the influencer and outgrow him eventually. I might have liked Stefan Molyneux to a certain degree, but at some point I'm like, okay, that's all I needed to know, and I'm like, I want to kind of move on, because now he's just spitting on socialism, which is not what you're supposed to be spitting at. Because socialism is just poorly defined word. Like really, the worst poorly defined word of the century right now. Like, holy shit. Socialism. Some people will punch you in the face, some people will kiss you for it. How could a definition be so radical? I don't understand. Anyways, so I'll try to figure out how these personalities kind of fall on the scale of personalities. Now, Scott has to fight himself, and he actually lost. He went through all these 7 dudes, beat them up. Actually, there's one girl in there. That's cute. But he beat them all, and he couldn't beat himself because he became friends. He didn't become friends with anyone else, but he became friends with himself. And I have to remind you guys that friendship is actually pretty bad, because what friendship means is that you need someone. And in this case, because you become friends with yourself, you will get stuck intentionally. You will be that personality. Because if you transcend, if you move forward, you no longer belong in this 8 personalities group. You will become in 4 personalities or 2 personalities, or just 1 personality eventually, which is incredibly difficult, I would say. Because isn't that like God? Right? So improving means that you have more and more things under your control, that you can jump from one personality to the other anytime you want. In this case, you can choose whether to hide or to fight. Right? Be an extrovert or an introvert. Funny enough, while Adam ruined this personality test, he said that, well, if you retake the test, sometimes it shows that you're an extrovert, sometimes it shows that you're an introvert. Obviously, he could have just taken this switch at random, but what's funny is that that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is the most relevant switch ever. There's probably another hidden switch, which we sort of mastered. This is why there's 16 personalities, but it's also very unstable test, so to speak. But just because a test isn't stable, that just means that you have to flip the coin again. That means that you cannot get the result immediately. You have to keep on flipping those coins and figure out when the test does become consistent, because in fact, I think all the tests are consistent eventually, as long as they properly controlled, right? There's no outside influence that makes the things inconsistent or too inconsistent. So eventually it's pretty easy to make a test as well as flipping a coin test. But you cannot just take one result and treat it as, or 2 results, heads and tails. Oh shit, I expected heads. Why the fuck did you expected something in the first place? That's the inconsistency, right? Your expectation that, oh, you're gonna get a personality prescribed to you, but then you get another personality and you're like confused. You shouldn't be confused. Well, you have more personalities. Congratulations. You should be congratulating yourself because you have beaten the test. You have gained more personalities. That's a good thing. And you tried to ruin it. But I looked the other way and I found something else. Now, Adam also tried to ruin dating sites. Now, I don't understand. What is there to ruin? When something has a label 100% compatible. You guys are 100% compatible based on our results, our algorithm. Well, that's fucking stupid. 100% compatible. Not only, again, it says that it's not scientifically proven, and I don't even care. The only thing I know dating sites to do is that they match people. They help people make a deal. Oh, do you like me? I like you. Let's go on a date. That's fine. Simple as that. I can ruin dating a lot easier. And I can ruin the entire factor of dating by going back to the friendship mechanic. Holy shit. And this is why women date assholes. Because when you become friend with someone you cannot defeat. So you need something from them because they're capable of defeating certain situations, but you can't do that, right? So you need something from them because they're better at you at those situations. They have defeated you in either a fight or a chess game, whatever, right? You have something to learn. You have to date an asshole because, well, you don't know how to be an asshole properly, maybe. Whatever. But that's an answer for you guys. For me, it's not an answer because I have other things to do than date women, okay? I have to defeat myself and those other little personality shits. Or, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I know that the biggest problem that ruins dating is the idea of dating itself. Dating is nothing special. When you're being friends with someone, that's supposed to mean dating. Just being friends. Getting to know each other, regardless of gender. But once we added gender into the mix, and we made it very special, that women have to behave a certain way, that men have to behave a certain way. This is why it's all kind of eroding right now. But it's creating enough tension to the dating where it's not dating anymore. It's just something else completely. The expectations are through the roof. And people are just ruining it for themselves. It all has to be natural. It all has to be just friendship altogether. Whatever you end up loving, it's fine, right? But you have to allow that to happen in the first place. Who knows whether you're gay or not? But who fucking cares anymore? Finally, we stopped caring about it, but like, we obviously care about it because population explosion. We needed to explode the population. What is the best way to do it? Let's rig dating. And it lingered on. And we should be glad of feminazis to a certain degree, but I have something to say to those shits as well. I mean, I don't want no feminazis. But they have given us the perspective that, well, we should treat everyone as genderless to a certain degree when it comes to friendship. Okay? And genderless, I don't know. I don't know. It's just so much burden. Oh, you have a girlfriend. That's a huge burden, like this statement right there. Whew. I think I've kind of went through all the points. I'm gonna go watch the movie again. Because holy shit. It's almost like any movie you can watch and you're gonna find all these 8 personalities. But this is like blatantly obvious. So you're not gonna find movies like this very often. Oh boy. The only not obvious part is like the brothers part. Like they're 2 brothers, sort of beaten at the same time. They don't even show their personality very well. So it's gonna be pretty tough in some situations to decode all of this and see if there is in fact a pattern and I can make sense of all of this, because this is going to be very useful. Another 8-person pattern that I'm going to be using as an example. So that's pretty cool. Alright, see you guys next time.